This is a reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm seeing the word breakthrough for you, Aries. There's a breakthrough. I don't know how important it is for you. Breakthrough. Something here is going to make you very happy. If you're a feminine Aries, the more that it will appeal to you. You might there's a woman in your life who's going to feel very pleased. Maybe your wife or your sister or your mother, or maybe your grandmother. Somebody here could also be expecting a child and they're very happy with the news, okay? They're very happy with the news. Maybe your wife or your sister or a friend of yours, or your own, maybe your girlfriend, whoever this is. Tell me about the Empress for Aries. A very happy, pleased woman. There's an intense desire between a couple, between two people. Doesn't matter what gender. Okay, you could be two women, two men. There's a very intense, there's a new beginning for this partnership. There's a new beginning for this partnership. But then there's a very intense physical, sexual connection with this card. Something is going to make sense. Something here is making sense. After many days or weeks or maybe years of turbulence in this relationship, something is finally going to make sense. A sense of clarity, but at the same time, there could be some kind of an emotional offer because of the cup. But we can already see that because of this intense connection. So the cup representing, sexual, spiritual, psychological, emotional landscape of our and of us being an entity. So and there's an Empress who's very pleased, very, very pleased, as if to say, I'm happy to hear that you're getting married. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that this pregnancy test is positive. It could be because the Empress it represents fertility, fertility of the soil, fertility of the uterus. This is the Empress. She represents fertility and abundance of earth. Things come to her. She lets everything grow. She doesn't chase. She's Mother Nature. My wheezing. Okay. Transformation. There's a sense of transformation here. Transformation with the Death card. Something is ready for harvest. Something is ready for harvest. Something here is going to make you feel, and it, with the Empress card and this specific image of a Death card, because this is a different tarot deck. This is not a regular image of the tarot card of Death card. On a regular tarot deck, it's a Death Knight. This one is a lady in mourning with a thing. Is that what you call a scythe? A scythe? Or something that you use to cut and harvest. And you can see the fields of gold. It's ready for harvest. The wheat, the barley, whatever this is. And here comes the bird. What I'm getting with the bird is a message. There's a message here, a message of hope. And with the sun being so bright just behind, just behind this lady in mourning who's covered in black veil, I feel like I'm hearing the word, the time is ripe. Something is coming, as if to say spring is here. And spring represents harvest. Spring represents abundance. Abundance. She's ready to harvest what she planted before. The seeds are ready for harvest. You are in season. Something here is in season. This is what's making this Empress very pleased, as if to say, oh, my crops are ready for harvest. I'm so pleased. And here comes the bird, as if to say, this is a positive news. Something here, something is coming to you. I feel like you've been waiting for this. It's like the Empress knew all along that this is going to come. Again, the same thing that, the same way that you expected your tomato seeds to grow, tomato plant. You knew that this is going to happen. You waited with a lot of patience. Very pleased. You're going to be very pleased with this news. And this news has something to do with a partnership, a partnership that has a very strong connection. Okay, so if you're not interested with this, that's completely fine. Perhaps you will receive a message of hope, of harvest season. You know, it's very interesting. The image of this death card is as if to say, you've waited in a very calm disposition and you knew all along that this harvest is going to come eventually. Look at how calm this farmer is. Maybe she's the wife of a farmer. Look at how calm she is. It's as if to say, I knew all along. She's holding her, whatever you call it. I knew all along that this is going to happen. She doesn't even look, like too excited to harvest the crops. She doesn't. There's a sense of humility with this energy. A sense of humility that I knew that this is going to happen. What is this? Beautiful. It has something to do with partnership. Maybe you've been wanting to be partnered with someone for a very long time. You've shed a lot of tears. You shed a lot of tears in the process. What is this Four of Cups? Yeah, I keep feeling the same energy that you've prayed for this. You've prayed for this. You're very calm. You waited patiently for this harvest, for this season to be ripe. Four of Cups, Four of Cups, Four of Cups. Justice, Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can imagine, when I saw this, when I saw this Justice card, this specific card, I feel like someone is being crowned. During coronation of queens, they're presented with a globe and then a scepter. So you're holding it on. The queen is holding on to the items this way. So this is the same. This is this similar energy. The only difference is that she's holding a scale. But with this image, I feel like someone is being, as if to say, someone is being chosen to be crowned for a specific position, to be crowned as the queen. And again, everything is making sense with how the Empress looks, as if to say, oh, thank you so much for choosing me. I knew all along this is going to happen. So given that there is a partnership over here, a very strong connection, maybe there's a feminine Aries, or I don't know, you're a masculine Aries and you're going to choose this Empress, who's actually this is a very strong Taurus energy. You're going to, if you're a masculine Aries, you might end up choosing this woman who has the Empress energy, and she's going to be very pleased about this news. But she knew all along that you're going to choose her anyway. Somebody is going to be crowned as the Empress. Again, this, I know this is justice and it represents balance, harmony, justice, upright. And again, there you go. We have the Two of Cups. There's a very strong alliance, okay? There's a very strong alliance. Very strong connection here. Whatever is coming to you, Aries, if you're the one who's going to receive this coronation, if you're the one who's going to harvest, if you're the one who's going to be chosen after shedding a lot of tears, whatever is coming to you, this is going to be a very this is going to be worth it. Okay, after all, I told you, you're going to harvest crops. This is all for you. And I think because you see harvest and then a lady in mourning, and then we have the Four of Cups, I feel like these three cups under this Ace of Cups, them spilling the water, water drops, I feel like they represent, with how they look to me, I feel like they represent teardrops. Okay, so going back to what I said, you're going to harvest or you're going to receive a gift or important news. Okay, an important news, an important update, maybe a package, a delivery of some kind, a promotion, which will make you, it will make you, it will make you feel very surprised because you've shed a lot of tears. In fact, you even lost a lover, a partner, a pet, maybe a house, a livelihood. You're in the middle of crying. Your heart is crying, your heart is grieving. You're in the middle of mourning of some kind. When you finally receive this when you're finally ready to harvest and receive this honorable cup, when you finally receive this offer of coronation, whatever it is, you're going to receive a news, positive news, in the middle of mourning. I keep getting that, in the middle of mourning. You're going to be crowned. Like, for example, when Queen Elizabeth lost her father to lung cancer, I believe she was in Zimbabwe or Mozambique? I'm not too sure. But I saw it in The Crown, the series. Um, she received the news that her father passed away. So that's like having to balance two things in your hands. You're you're grieving for the loss of your father, and at the same time you're looking forward to being crowned as the next monarch. Okay, so this is a responsibility, a great honor, and at the same time it probably feels, she probably feels elated. She's going to step up to become the official leader, state icon of an empire, isn't it? It's a huge responsibility, a huge honor, and I firmly believe she felt happy as well to be crowned. But at the same time, she's in the middle of mourning the loss of her father, of her beloved father. So this is what I'm getting here. You're going to be crowned. You're going to be crowned. You're going to receive news, positive offers, or maybe a positive offer while you're in the midst of mourning, in the midst of grieving, while you're shedding tears. Somebody will give you a trophy, a literal crown, a promotion within a partnership. Okay, within a partnership, which again, in return, it's going to make you happy. It's like whatever is making you very sad during this period, it will be it will be buried right away, because of the positive news. So I don't know what this is. What is this kind of crowning glory? Justice, Emperor. I think, I don't know if you're hesitant at first, but you're gonna make a decision. Okay, the Empress, we're coming from the Empress, right? This is our main energy. There's going to be a major decision to make, but eventually you are going to choose this partnership, and you're going to make a final decision and tell the Emperor about this. At first, it was a bit of a hard choice to make, but then you're going to make the right one. Okay, you're gonna think about this. Look at the sun and the moon in astrology. When the sun and new moon, okay? When new moon and the sun comes together in one house, in one zodiac sign, there is a creation. The feminine and the masculine energy comes together. This is the sun and new moon. The sun and new moon are always in one position until the moon reaches a full moon phase. Then it positions itself opposite to the sun. That's why when it's full moon, it's very bright, because it reflects. It's trying to reflect the light of the sun. So there is whatever choice you are going to make, it's for the sake of, again, there's a very strong partnership here. It's for the sake of creating and being partnered with someone. So there's a high chance that this is potentially about, a divine masculine feminine partnership. Okay, because we began the reading with Empress, and then at the bottom of the table of the cards, we have the Two of Cups being offered to the Emperor, as if to say, once you receive this offer, this positive news, while you're in the middle of a mourning, grieving, or in the midst of loss, maybe you're grieving the death of your spouse or your kid, or loss of a livelihood, or loss of something. Again, you're going to be coronated the same way that Queen Elizabeth received the news of her father passing away, and at the same time her being the next in line to the throne. So just imagine yourself being in that position. So at first, I think you're gonna find it difficult to choose, but then you're going to choose the partnership. You're going to choose this. This is what you're going to choose, and you're going to make it clear to the Emperor that, yes, I choose to be with you. And this is Aries. So if you're the masculine Aries, someone will say yes to this, okay? Someone will say yes to this. This is very interesting. When I saw the Justice card, I was like, I can see a lady walking down the aisle holding the globe and the scepter. It's so weird. I mean, look at that. The Empress is holding a scepter with a globe, and this is a pomegranate. And pomegranate represents fertility, a fruit of the underworld, I think. Tell me about the Two of Cups. Tell me about this Two of Cups. Yeah, there you go. I cannot misinterpret this. The cards are very clear. We haven't even finished. We haven't even reached 50% of the deck. And see, we've got the Lovers under the Two of Cups. Okay, and then we have 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I cannot take this. I cannot misunderstand the cards, because they're very literal. When they want to be understood, they will make it very clear. Look at the hands. It's being offered to you. It's as if to say a divine partnership is coming your way while you're in the midst of mourning. Now, I don't know who you will lose. Hopefully it's not your father. Hopefully it's nothing big, but maybe you're in the period of grieving for an ex-lover. Okay, maybe you've gone through a divorce, but there is something better coming your way. This is being offered to you. This is a beautiful, and this is not just a beautiful partnership. There's something about this that represents coronation, that means so big. The coronation of a queen, and the Empress being, the Empress representing abundance. It's another thing. And the Justice communicating with me the energy of coronation. This is not an ordinary partnership. I won't be surprised if you meet a wealthy individual. Come back to this reading if you do. I won't be surprised if some of you Aries, or maybe anyone who's watching this video who's not an Aries, I won't be surprised if you meet someone who has a high position maybe in the government, or maybe connected to a royalty. I won't be very surprised. Maybe in another country, or I don't know, in a I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna be the next monarch of Monaco or Netherlands or Sweden, but you're going to feel like a royalty when this person comes to you and offer you a partnership. You're going to feel like a royalty. I'm telling you now. This is not an ordinary girlfriend boyfriend holding hands, drinking coffee or drinking in the restaurant. You're going to feel higher than the rest of the people that you used to hang out with. This is different. This is in a higher level. I think this is the reason why with the Two of Wands, I can feel the energy of someone who's a bit, there's a hesitation. Am I going to take this? Because this is a huge responsibility. Going back to the coronation, this is a huge responsibility. Am I going to do this for the sake of love? Okay, I wanted to say that it could be related to work, but the energy of partnership is very strong. Two of Cups, Lovers, Empress, Emperor. They're very strong. I won't be surprised if you meet someone sitting in a high position, probably older than you, with a very strong disposition, strong view of power. They can be a bit manipulative, domineering, again, because of the nature of their job, the upbringing that they came from. Maybe this is someone with a name, someone with a high, somebody who rules an empire, as literally as it sounds. Somebody who rules a significant amount of population. I don't know, the Duke, the Duke of Edinburgh, something like, oh no, he's married, that's Prince Edward. But what I'm saying is, this is not an ordinary person. So maybe this is a company owner, a CEO, or someone who owns his business, who's responsible for managing a lot of things. Maybe he is a farmer. Oh my gosh, because I said you could be a farmer's wife here. And you're ready to harvest. Yeah, maybe this is a very wealthy farmer. Look at the rams. I told you this is Aries. So this is someone who rules a land, After all, this is an emperor. So whoever this is a high honor. It might put you off a bit, like, do I really belong here? Am I going to choose this? This is a different kind of lifestyle. I'm not used to this. It's a difficult choice to make, not because it's hard, but because, my God, I don't think anyone can just simply say, oh, sure, crown me as a princess, crown me as a duchess, or some kind of, even if you're a wife of a regular person, if that person has a lot of responsibility, it's not as simple as, yeah, let's love together, spend time for the rest of our life. No, it's not as simple as that. This is not you becoming a housewife. You will, if you're a feminine Aries, if you're a woman, you're not going to be a housewife here, an ordinary. Sorry, I'm not saying housewives are less than working moms. That's not what I'm trying to say. But you're not just going to stay at home or in one place. You're not going to work behind scenes. You will bear the consequences. You will bear some kind of responsibility because you are a partner to this emperor. Look, I told you, I keep seeing a coronation of a queen, of a princess, of someone. So being partnered with this emperor has a huge responsibility. And you're going to take this for the rest of your life. And you have to accept it. You have to accept it. That's a very deep, that's a very deep reading. It's some kind of premonition. What's going to happen to Empress? To whoever is reading or watching this video. The sun. I keep seeing the sun. We already saw the sun. The reading is quite long. I told you with the sun, something here is very bright. Something here is going to be enlightened. Look at the beam of the sun. The beam of the sun. Something here is becoming illuminated. I don't know what this is. Maybe your life is going to get brighter. Brighter than the sun. Okay. No more playing. No more playing. You're not going to play anymore. You're not going to play a small part. Your life is going to change whether you like it or not. You're going to walk the red carpet. Oh my God, are you going to meet someone who has I have no idea what you're going to do. But this is a big responsibility, becoming a partner to the emperor. You're going to be crowned. That's all I've got. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.